Well, speaking of news, it's time for our development news of the week, which is brought to you by Eagle Mortgage. EagleMortgageCompany.com is where you find them online. You can stop by the office, too, if you like, 114th and Davenport. Either way, Holly Schneiderwind and her team at Eagle Mortgage do a great job of helping people with the American dream. It is late April. Prime home buying season is just starting. Like I guess the craziest month of the year is June, but it's really picking up right now. And if you're thinking about doing that, call Eagle Mortgage. They'll take good care of you. EagleMortgageCompany.com.
I want to give a shout out to a wonderful family, the Schneiderwind family. We work with Todd and his son Will, and we work with Holly and her team at Eagle Mortgage, and Holly's father-in-law and Todd's father and Will's grandfather, Bill Schneiderwind, who was a longtime public accountant, CPA, wonderful man, passed away yesterday, lived a full life, and everyone that knew Bill, I worked with him 25 years ago with different clients. We're thinking about the Schneiderwind family, and we wish Bill to rest in peace.
Well, we got some big news today in the news section. The first story is the city of Council Bluffs is exploring the possibility of a major, very dense real estate development on the east bank of the Missouri River. The space is currently NP Dodge Park. It's been a golf course for a long time, donated by the family who runs NP Dodge, where Trenton and I spend a lot of our time. At any rate, this area is, as I said, on the east bank of the river, but just south of Interstate 480, just north of Harrah's Casino. This is not a done deal or a for sure thing. The idea is to kind of figure out ways that Council Bluffs can increase housing. They, like the city of Omaha, have a severe housing shortage. In Council Bluffs, the rental vacancy rate is only 1.7%. And owner-occupied home vacancy rate is only 0.5%. So there's a serious shortage of housing there. And so the idea is, hey, we could put in a bunch of townhomes, apartments, high-rise apartments and condos in this area. And to kind of give you an idea, if they do go through with this, the golf course right now brings in only about $35,000 a year in annual revenue for the city. That's like practically so small you can't even measure it when you're talking about a city's budget. The redevelopment of the golf course, if fully built out, would be almost $23 million in taxes. So from $35K to $23 million, looks like it would be about $1 billion of assessed value if it happened. The early plans are looking at 4,000 new housing units, 250,000 square feet of commercial space, and the renderings, which you can see on growomaha.com, look pretty cool.
I think that is something that they should explore. Have they picked a developer, or is this development-driven or city-driven?
This is city-driven, and it's extremely early. It'd be way too early to even have a developer, as far as I understand.
I wonder what the soil conditions are, because you're so close to the river.
Soggy.
Soggy?
Would be my guess.
You're going to go down pretty far with the pilings.
Yeah, and, the area is pretty flood protected there. There's a really good levee system, but I'm sure there would be a lot of those considerations,
Yeah, I think I'd start like on the third or fourth floor as far as apartments go.
You're not going to buy a garden level?
Not a subterranean, no.
The University of Nebraska Board of Regents approved the first intermediate design report, which means there's still a long ways to go, but it's coming along nicely for Project Health. Project Health, what's that? It's the $2.2 billion hospital that is planned for the southeast corner of Farnham Street and Saddle Creek Road. It's a 7.5-acre site, was once home to the Monroe Meyer Institute and the J.P. Lord School before both moved to different parts of town. So this thing is still probably looking at an opening date well after the year 2030, so we have a long ways to go, but it will be a game changer for Omaha. Thousands of jobs, will probably save a lot of lives. By far the biggest investment the university will have ever made, and it is projected to be close to a 400-foot tower, so it'll be the fourth tallest building in the city.
That's going to make a skyline change for sure.
But we'll be talking about this for a long time because there are many, many steps that have to happen before you actually have patients going to this Hospital, which will be one of the coolest hospitals in the country.
What I think is great is that, Jeff, is the whole Nebraska Medicine campus there, UNMC included, which is part of the same thing, is in concentric circles, basically. You're seeing apartment projects, you're seeing revitalization, just like we saw with Midtown Crossing, that the neighbors, it's kind of their boost to say, hey, maybe I should paint my house. Maybe I should clean it up and do some redevelopment and things like that. So I think it's really positive to increase the density. We talk about the 30,000 people by 2030 and 30,000 jobs, right?
Yep.
Okay. And I wonder how far along we are on that. We're probably getting there.
We're making good progress. And construction is underway on the final piece of the $300 million Riverfront Parks project. You're probably thinking, final piece? I thought that thing was done. Lewis and Clark Landing, Jean Leahy Mall, Heartland of America Park. Yeah, mostly. There was one lingering part just north of the Kiewit Luminarium, and that is an outdoor pickleball court complex. That was just kind of the last piece. And then the Mecca, which runs all of that, was ready to go with it, but they were waiting on these permits. They have to get permits from the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers because of its proximity to a navigable river. That's all been taken care of now, and construction has indeed started on the pickleball courts. And so once that happens, the Riverfront Parks complex, as envisioned, will be finito.
When I was playing pickleball over at my dentist's office the other day, waiting for my turn in the chair, I'm like, you know what? I don't think the downtown Riverfront Park has pickleball. They need pickleball. It's like the one place in Omaha that doesn't have pickleball.
And soon it will. And finally, Nebraska is a middle-of-the-road state for older workers, according to Senior Lee's analysis of the best states for workers over 65 in 6 data categories. We're only 21st place. The best states for older workers are Washington, New Hampshire, and Alaska. The worst state is Mississippi. But get a load of this. A record 11.2 million Americans 65 and over are in the workforce. In the next 8 years, it'll be up to almost 15 million.
Wow. It kind of reminds me of like 70s bands. If they were not working so hard and still performing on stage well into their 80s, we wouldn't have a lot of touring bands to go see.
And there's your news of the week, brought to you by Eagle Mortgage, eaglemortgagecompany.com. If you like this video, be sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons. And remember, Grow Omaha is not just media. This is a mission. We are trying to build up Omaha and make it an even better place. We can only do that with your help. Share this video with your friends, neighbors, and family.